Hello out there in cryptocurrency land. Welcome back to Real Crypto. Thanks for joining me today. So Bitcoin finishing out his head and shoulders finally. It appears that last weekend the sellers went on vacation, the buyers took over, and then the sellers came back home and said, "Whoops, what are you doing to my Bitcoin?" And then boom, just dropped it. So I don't know exactly what happened there, but we did get our right hand shoulder. We did fall lower finally, and now we have a new neckline in place based off of this new low put in here, and so that neckline puts us down here. I'm not really anticipating a time for the breakdown of this neckline, but I do like to kind of put this where I think it may break down, and that particular downside target from this head and shoulders is going to put us down here at the looks like 55.50 level, something like that. 55.50 level, I've seen different numbers around. Everyone's reading that a little bit differently. But that's where I'm taking it. And notice that's underneath that most recent low in Bitcoin at the 5,800 level. Now, the fact that we're kind of slowly stair-stepping lower does not give credence to a double bottom down here. All right, to be quite frank with you, it doesn't give any credence to the fact that we may hit 58 and bounce higher. That would happen. I may give that a shot if we fell off here, if we fell from this level, which looks like it's about 8,900, and then fell. But the fact that we've just been slowly working our way lower means that we're comfortable down here, and that it's just the trend we're in. That's going to continue. Now, in my last video, I think I talked about the great fake out in Bitcoin that we could be due for a nice fake bounce to the downside. All right, a fake spike down, then a big bounce, and then maybe we come up and we curl sideways for a few weeks before the final ultimate low in Bitcoin, maybe a month or so out, maybe a month or two out. I don't know exactly, but my time series analysis leads me to kind of the latter part of May, around the late May, June area, something like that. So obviously there's no exact date, but you know, that's the range that I'm being shown here. So anyway, we may spike down lower below this most recent low. Hopefully we get a nice spike down. If we do, you can kind of use that buy the bottom in Bitcoin webinar to kind of pick that lower capitulation point. If we do get that bounce, that could be a good bounce to buy whether you're bullish or bearish. And I talked about that in the last video as well. All right, now let's take a look at some of the altcoins moving. Ethereum yesterday tried to move up and out of its lower consolidation in concert with Bitcoin's kind of meteoric rise as of late. But unfortunately, though, like I said, those parents came back home and kind of, dropped us again here. It's like, everyone went away, kids will play, parents came home, smacked you down. And now Ethereum is starting to trend up again just a little bit here. Ethereum has been extraordinarily weak. You do kind of have to expect a little bit of a buying after such weakness in Ethereum. It's really been weak for weeks. No pun intended there. It really just has been extraordinarily weak. The price action has just been continuously lower. Really no buying in sight. You're seeing a little bit of a relief rally right here. Maybe some short covering. I don't know exactly. But I wouldn't anticipate Ethereum to get much higher. I was thinking about this prior low over here at this 450 level. Probably wouldn't anticipate much action like this until Bitcoin gets some more wind in its sails. Let's take a look at Litecoin. Litecoin really coming back down in aggressively into this pattern. We had a little pop up in concert with Ethereum and Bitcoin. However, that failed relatively quickly, and now we're just consolidating back inside this pattern where it belongs. So not much to talk about here. Litecoin just kind of chugging away. There's nothing to do with Litecoin at this particular moment in time. All right, let's talk about some fun altcoins. We talked last week about ONT, and ONT has really just been on a tear. One of the very, very few coins, a recent ICO. ONT is a recent ICO. It's been behaving very, very well. Has a nice cup with handle right here. Okay, here's your cup. Here's your handle. There is a prior uptrend, which all cup and handles need. And what we have here is a very beautiful breakout, getting all the way up down here towards the over 5,500 Satoshi level. Now, in the power hour in Real Crypto, we actually caught this thing live sub 30,000 Satoshi, so that was really cool. And then we posted a YouTube video about it a little bit later, and you guys could have got involved here, I think towards the 33,000 Satoshi level, if my memory serves me correctly. So, but either of those entries was an extraordinarily good entry point on ONT, and it's just been moving up, and you can see the volume signature here looking very healthy. Nice little low volume pullback, good spike on the bottom, and then we just proceeded to go higher. So it looks like it's basing right now. We could get a higher tight flag up here. If we do flag out and volume does subside very, very quickly and aggressively, that would be very bullish. And after that, you could anticipate a further breakout here. So Ontology, really a market leader right now, almost $1 billion market cap for Ontology. That's very aggressive for a new ICO. There's not too many coins these days with that type of action. Now Verge really kind of bumping up here. I don't think I had a chance to put this out on YouTube, but in the power hour, we did catch this all the way down here towards the 810 to 820 Satoshi level. And since then, you know, Verge has put in this handle in what turned out to be a cup here, and here's your handle, a cup and handle pattern. And now we're breaking out of that cup with handle pattern. Blue skies ahead, ladies and gentlemen. We have nice green volume here. This thing's just moving up. It's a little late to be getting involved in Verge right here. If you do, I would be very aggressive with your sell point, up 15% from the breakout point right there, and from where we were talking about it in the power hour. Looks like we're up about 30%. So while it started out a little lackadaisical, it did form a handle, and now we've basically doubled our profit here just based off of this move. Based off of this move, you can, if you want to view it like a measured move, we've almost exhausted this particular run. Getting close there. Like I said, a little late in the move to be getting involved. All right, not my particular favorite. If you want to, let's go ahead and take another measured move based off of this breakout point. And let's see if we can do that. That gives you a little bit more room to run. And as you can see, Verge here, ever since these lows, is kind of putting in a nice little parabolic curve here. So there is a possibility we go slightly parabolic in Verge here, which would be very interesting, especially due to the fact that Bitcoin is generally very weak. The whole cryptocurrency market is very weak. But we've seen Verge, what's it doing right now? We've seen its market cap just skyrocket. It was in the 30s, then it was in the 20s. Now where's Verge now? Sitting at 20. All right, actually sitting at 20, over $1 billion in market cap. Here's Ontology at 856. We talked about that one. Verge, ladies and gentlemen, you have to pay attention when a coin is climbing the ranks like this. You have to pay attention, especially in a bearish market when everything else is kind of down to flat. You have only a few that are really bucking the trend. Verge just living in its own world, and we really know why. Verge actually, it's not because Verge is the best coin of all time. What it is that Verge has an announcement of an announcement. So they came out with a Twitter tweet, and said, I think it's on the 17th, maybe it's the 15th, that they're going to announce a big announcement that's going to make them a top 3 cryptocurrency coin. They're going to announce a partnership with an e-commerce platform partner. You know, there's a lot of information. So people are placing their bets right now ahead of time on Verge. Where'd it go? There it is. People are placing their bets ahead of time. This could be a situation called buy the rumor, sell the news, where basically we have to be very aggressive with our selling up here. And look at this line that I've drawn coming all the way up in here towards the prior highs in Verge. That's this is very aggressive price action. So either it's due to the fact that announcement is for real and they're accumulating this position, or it's due to the fact that that guy's really good at putting out pumping tweets. Either way, I don't have I would play this for the speculative asset. I really wouldn't play this for longer term. But as we get closer to that announcement date, I probably would definitely take some money off of the table. All right, you're going to have a big profit in this. Take that money off of the table and wait for the announcement. Maybe leave 25% portion in there for the announcement, so you have a nice profit sitting in there for you. Another one that's been moving pretty good here this morning, at least, is NEO. So NEO here, after a nice, so let's zoom out here. Auto scale, zoom out. So here's those highs in NEO, kind of like, you know, the 4 peaks in NEO, and then we fell off, put in this nice little bottom here, put in this nice big spike bottom. This is, you know, one of those capitulation moves, huge bounce higher, and since then we've fallen down, we found some support right here, kind of along these closing lines here on that capitulation. They haven't. We found support there, and then we bounced up. Very good action right there, and we have been consolidating this pole, and now this is your flag. So it's called a flag. It's called a bull flag, and here's your pole, and here's your flag. All right, let's zoom into the 15-minute chart, and what you can see here in this bull flag is that we had this little bottom area placed right here. We broke this downward trend line. Now we're kind of basing again. So you can anticipate this move in NEO to continue. This is very bullish price behavior, and I don't know This may be a pretty decent place actually to get involved in NEO. The fact that we have a higher low here on this 15-minute time frame indicates that there is a little bit of accumulation here, and this is the very first pop. We could possibly anticipate a second pop, and if you want to do that, you know, you want to have a low risk and a high reward perspective. And so right now, just to a little bit under this most recent low, you have about a 3% risk. That's not bad risk for a potential reward of a good amount. So if we take a measured move here, if I can make this straight, you know, we do have a potential here for, there we go, about a 15%. That's a 5-to-1 risk reward. That's a 5-to-1 risk reward if it breaks out over these old highs and gets higher. But overall, this is a very good volume signature. This is a very good price signature, and NEO's looking very good here. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin overall not looking super healthy. Not looking healthy. It all looks like it may want to break down from this head and shoulders pattern, but you're having some movement in some top altcoin names. You definitely don't want to jump into those willy-nilly. You want to make sure you have a very low risk on the table because Bitcoin can crash at any time. It's basically like a very loose set of Lego blocks that haven't been clicked together very well. So this thing could falter. We don't know, could pop up, which would be a good place to short it. Lots of things could happen, but we're still in a bear market. You have to treat it as such. You have to take your profits quickly on these altcoins, unless you have really, really good setups like Ontology and Verge. Those are two of the best setups in the market right now, and it's really cool to see something running. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining me today. Hope to see you guys in the Power Hour soon, and I will see you next time.